Alright guys, here we are doing the legendary gem dungeon. I always like seeing legendaries used in the game because it's like kind of like a blast to the past from like, bro, I did not just say blast to the past. I can't take it back anymore. You know? Like you get so used to seeing all of these like top tier 5 trait OP monsters, and then you go back to this dungeon where it's just like try to win, you know? And it's relatively, well, I mean, I don't know. It's really easy to win with mythics. Like even against other mythics, it's always easy. But in this legendary, I really don't know like how balanced the legendary stats were. Because I know there were some pretty strong attackers, right? But I never heard of like, oh, this legendary's power stat was so high, like they could instant kill. Like I know there were probably monsters that could give themselves like triple double damage in the legendary era, because I heard some of those weird generations like oh my god, there's a red bird in the tree over there, like Nemesis, maybe VIP or something like that. You know, those generations had some pretty, okay, literally any other generation other than those, but I can check right here, because they've added a way to search by generation. So like, you know, this is War Master and like Nemesis, VIP, Elite, Forsaken. Okay, and in some of those categories were some really powerful monsters. I feel like they didn't need to add a section for War Masters, because it's the same thing as like the Team War section, where hey, if you've got a section for them, put the new versions in. Like there's a new King Autumn, put him in the Team Wars book. He's still General Autumn. Same thing with Nishant. Same thing with Elvira Demon Slayer, you know. Except you put her in the War Masters book, not Team War. You know? Which, I don't know. Like, the 2 times that I majorly played this game were when it was legendary and there were really no worries. Like, before stuff had ever gotten OP powerful. Like, you know, Dark Volt, no, you would just take out Voltaic into PvP and that would be basically it. Like, it was a guaranteed win. Like, the game was much simpler, and you could really use anything because nothing was super powerful, nothing was too broken. Like of course there were great monsters, but even then, you know, nothing that was like, oh my god, you need to pay $20 for this monster or you won't compete in the meta. And then when I came back, it was the beginning of the mythic era, and I gotta say, other than Wyrmlad, I never ran into all of the power creeped legendary monsters that everyone always talks about when they talk about monsters. So like, just letting you know, I have no reference for those guys, you know? Like, that's why I don't really fear Forsaken monsters, just never really known them. You know, stuff like that. Like, obviously, I know who the War Masters are, I know what they can do. Because I remember when I was a little kid, and in the Heroic Dungeon, you could go in and you could try out the War Master. That used to be the coolest feature ever to me. I used to see that, and I was like, oh my, I can try this OP monster, and they're at level 130, and I can do their finisher? Like, it was the craziest thing to little me. Which I always say little me, but it was like, I don't know. You always feel like it was a long time ago when you think about decisions you made like a year or two ago. Like, hardly ever are you like, yeah, I played that out as well as it could have been. So, boom. I'm fairly certain she has a Mega Freeze move. War Master Thalassa, even at rank 1, but she just doesn't use it. So, boom. I want to say his name was Hercule, but I cannot confirm that. Look at these. I always reference those monsters as just the roulette monsters, which I really wish they would update it. But then again, not, because it's like cool that they've been those same monsters that you'd get cells for as a reward for so long that it's kind of special. Also, I was about to say, how did he give me... Hold on. What is this? Okay, I was about to be so confused. It said mechanical book. I thought it was just a weird icon for Artifact Hater, and I was about to be like, huh? I forget that mechanical is a book. I just like call it like the techno book, you know, because that word is just a mouthful. Mechanical, mechanical. If you try and pronounce it weirdly, look at that. It is Nabotis, which it's one of those monsters. So the OG Nabotis has such a cool design. You'd be like, oh man, I bet that's like, I bet they didn't follow it up with an even cooler design for his mythical version. But his mythical version looks dope. Like, it's awesome. And there's Super Dan. I remember Super Dan was one of those legendaries I got out of breeding. And when I got him, I was looking at him and I was like, oh my god, he looks so cool. He must be like a world-ending attacker. And I think he was like a decent attacker if I remember correctly. That Mafia guy right there can stun, but that was all I remember from him. He's dead now. What, wasn't that Gangstersaurus, right? Yeah, it was weird when they were incorporating like mob animals like dogs and dinosaurs, you know? And now, oh my god, just 3 sick designs. I think this might have been off a YouTuber, but I can't confirm. But he is holding what would look like a shotgun, but then it just looks fake again. Just a sick design for old Nabotis. Glad they upgraded it into the Lord Nabotis. Although, tell me in the comments, do you like his old version or his new one better? And then here's just Mega Polaris. I don't know, there's something so cool about just his giant metal fist. Like, he could just punch you and you would die. Him and Ultrabot have very similar vibes. I really don't know why they're 2 separate monsters because they look so similar. But, like, at least that Mega Polaris, he looks like he's, like, in Hanzor. Like, you know, almost a magician of metal. Like, he can mold it around. Like, just looks like Ultron, but in Monster Legends. And you know what? I'll spin it this time, for old time's sake. Man, this really took forever when you would do every dungeon, and you had to spin it if you didn't press X in time. But yeah, let's see how many gems I got in total now. 701. That is what we like to see. And yeah, that's about it for this video. Hope you enjoyed. If you did, leave a like, comment, and I will respond. Subscribe to join the Crab Army. We are nearing 50 subscribers. And that's about it for this video. Your favorite Omni-Crab, signing out.